without seeing someone with drugs. Like everywhere I went, no matter where it was, the dorm rooms, the house parties, the frat parties, it's the fucking gatherings, the concerts, the bars.
And
Everyone,
why do you think
everyone had something. Exactly.
that? It's a perfect example of what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Because everyone in those ages feel like that's what they gotta do. And then what happens when you become a grown up? Most time when you get to the ages 40 and above, you don't do that stuff anymore. Most people don't. Because they realize they don't need to do that. Why we do it all the time? Why we keep repeating the same mistakes? That's a separate conversation. But as humans, we repeat the same shit and it's getting worse. Music hasn't evolved. Music, movies, some things haven't really evolved. We already know, okay, for example, we know wrestling's fake, right? To an extent. We still watch it, right? Because people are like entertained. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool, I'm entertained by it. Music, we know.
Some of us more than others.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love, wrestling is fine,
I used to love
peak of its
wrestling.
time.
Yeah.
But in the day, if you know something, okay, well, guess what? It shouldn't always destroy your perception of it. And when I found out and everything, I was like, oh, it's fine with me. I mean, they made it cooler because then I'm like, oh, they're doing moves and they had to figure out how to do things so they hurt each other. That's what they do the whole time. Some of the moves are real. I mean, they have to figure out ways to be, oh, how we're going to do this so you don't get hurt and I won't get hurt. Okay, cool. It's actually kind of a cool thing. But when you listen to a song, and let's go back to 90s, you had gangster rap for one. Gangster rap is actually worse than the shit we have now if you think about it. Because you're talking about, I'm going to go fucking kill your family and shit. I'm going to go up in there and shoot them up. Like, yeah, you hear now songs be like, oh,
You do, yeah, they say that shit now. Like
nowadays it's different. Now it's more like, oh, I want to go party and shit. I want to fuck your bitch and shit.
Oh yeah,
all these
that's
things.
it. Your bitch is fucking me. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like, okay, so everybody just want to fuck somebody else's bitch all the time, for one. And then back in the day, during the night, well, let's say back in the day, but during the 90s, it was more like, oh,
get your calves peeled back. That's
yeah,
what they
I'm
said.
gonna
That's
shoot
what they said
your
in the
ass.
90s. How come you ain't get your calves?
what are we doing? All we did was change the beats around, change our lyrics around, and we still idolize people of this nature. Why are we doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's great I like to hear a good beat, but then we start looking at the lyrics and shit, you're like, man, come on, man. They can't be doing it. And I'm still going to be doing shit because they think it's cool. Nah, man, that's childish. I think a lot of people are just childish.
It's scary because like once I got older, I started listening to certain songs that when you're younger, you kind of like, oh my god, this song is like so awesome, it's lit, it's a party song. But then like when you start actually listening to like really listen and understand what they're saying in the lyrics, it's kind of like, oh shit, like this is actually horrible. Like this isn't something you want to like feed your brain to like listen to. You know? Like the other day I was at the gym and I was listening to Drop It Like It's Hot by Snoop Dogg. That's a really, I love that song. It's a party song. It's like, it makes you feel good, this and that. But he's talking about killing people and that shit too. I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. Like, there's a lot of songs that just kind of like go over your head. Like when you first listen to it and then like you kind of like stop and think like, oh wait, hold on. He's actually giving this kind of message. It's not really like me personally. I don't want to go out and kill people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know what I mean, yeah, I want to have a good time, but like, I don't know what it is. It's just like me, a lot of people I know as well, like for some reason we're drawn to it. Like we listen to this and that, but it's like I feel like I don't know why though. I don't know why I like listening to that. It's kind of it's weird, like because I don't support that. You know what I mean? Like,
you know why? It's a perfect example, man. Why do you think you like playing Grand Theft Auto? Because you like doing shit you're not supposed to do.
You can do it in a game.
Exactly.
You can do it and not no consequences.
That's why we love shit. We love bad shit.
Yeah.
Humans love. Look, if the world had no laws, I don't care I don't care how godly you are. You're gonna go out there and rape somebody, kill somebody, shoot somebody. You're gonna do something because I'm gonna tell you right now, humans can act in a way that, you know, wherever society is. Okay, for example, I got laws, I got rules. Yeah, some of us break rules, of course. Because some of us are like, fuck it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of us are taught a certain way and we stay a certain way. But what are we attracted to? Grand Theft Auto has made millions and millions of dollars. Based on what? Driving around and shooting people. That's all you do in the game. How does Grand Theft Auto Online survive this long? You're not doing nothing. You're just modding cars, driving around shooting and heists.
And it's really just kind of
If you really
alarming.
think about
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of shocking, like the amount of people that like support stuff. I mean, like I said, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I like Grand Theft Auto too, especially
It's not hypocritical.
especially back then when when San Andreas came out.
Critical.
Same thing with Call of Duty too. Like the same thing. Like go around killing
In
people.
terms of it, yes.
Or like
Call
more-
of Duty is actually worse in some ways.
Yo, I don't know why.
I don't know about worse.
If you
It kind of is,
but it's
man.
like, but it's kind of.
I feel like you shoot more people in Call of Duty.
But in
than
Call of
you do
Duty,
in Grand Theft Auto.
but that's also something that I never really understood growing up. I remember when I was little and Call of Duty had just come out. The game is, well, I remember the first one. Isn't it based on World War II, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the
Or-
early games, but that's
Right. Well,
different.
but my point is that like that's kind of fucked if you think about it, because it's like World War II was a really horrible time for like a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You know, people love war scenarios.
right, but what I'm saying is like, you know,
No, but the difference is that
like soldiers died. You know what I
you
mean?
know,
Like,
yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? Like
The thing
people
with-
died.
the
Like
thing
people,
with
like
that,
families lost a lot of people in the war,
Mhm.
and then the Holocaust also happened around that time.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's like now you're making a video game that's recreating that entire.
it's not
Event.
really. It's not
I
really
understand what you're saying.
recreated.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, it's the
that's
same-
kind of
it's-
fucked if you think about
They're
it.
talking about World War II, but like they don't use like the same like places or like mention people.
True,
They don't,
true.
They don't mention like the actual stuff
Right,
in
but-
the
but-
game.
I-
All they do is mention like World War II. That's all
That
they
one
mention.
is correct. Like, what
Like-
Kobe's saying makes more sense. They're trying not to.
But
trigger
still, though,
people's
even,
bullshit.
I mean, you could.
like even the campaign is a false made up thing. There's not no like actual events that happen.
Yeah.
Right,
That
but,
is
but,
what
but
they
it's
say.
but
All
it's
they
based on
use-
an actual. It's not based on. It's not the literal game is not based on the true story technically because of the name, but it's based on like those events. Still, I mean, there's still. You know what I
it's
mean? Like
based on the events.
that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of fucked. Like to. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
No, I know what you're saying. I think
I
it
do
is
too,
kind of
somewhat.
weird in a way that you're gonna play an event that's reenacting something that we really shouldn't even have to reenact. But I'm gonna tell you something. People love that shit. They love it in video game form. They love it in a board game form. It's the same shit.
Or like
Think about it. We're really reenacting shit,
Yeah.
and people love war scenarios.
the scene. I think it was Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That the scene where they're in the fucking airport. That was horrible. Like.
Oh, where they're shooting up the
Yeah.
hill.
When he says when they're in the elevator and he says no Russian, he's like, remember, no Russian. And that's you just, bro. I couldn't believe that when I first saw it, bro. Like I was kind of shocked, low key.
Speaking of
Isn't that
something
when they-
fucked up,
It's
whatever
when- it's
it is.
when the
Isn't
group
that when
of-
they shoot you and shit?
yeah,
like
at the end,
of
at
the
the
thing?
end of it, yeah. But when the elevator opens, it's just innocent people. They're not even soldiers, bro. You mold down everybody. Like that's not. I mean, you can the World War II one you can get away with that, but that was not.
Just think about it. We might have to redo it again.
It ain't gonna be like that, bro. Yeah,
Well, my point is that there's a lot of shit that they put out there that's like unnecessary, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, you can have the game, but like have the fucking soldiers versus soldiers. I mean, you don't have to fucking kill innocent people like that. I'm just saying.
like, yeah, but they're fake.
That's part of the storyline though too. I mean,
Yeah, so that's the thing about it. It's part of the storyline. So it's like you gotta make.
I just thought it was
controversial.
crazy. That's all I'm saying. It was
still-
crazy to see.
But the thing is, it's no different than if I know it's different in a way. It's different, yeah. But like in history class, you learn about it too at a younger
Mhm.
age about stuff that happened.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but
yeah.
you're not actually, playing.
Oh
the game
yeah,
or
yeah.
killing
When it
somebody, like,
came
that.
out, I wasn't thinking like.
It's
I'm saying like
exactly-
now, like looking back on, it, it's like wow,
I'm
like
saying, but it's the same kind of principle though. Like you have younger kids learning about the stuff still to this day in class about World War II, whatever, about different events that happened. Yeah, it's not as gruesome. Like they'll make it out as gruesome as it was, but like they still talk about it, and it's like, well, and then if that's the case, if like people get offended about it nowadays, and I guess history class is gonna be no more eventually because
I know, right?
Because like
Imagine that. No, I'm offended
It's-
by that.
no, you know what's funny is that might actually happen.
I
It
wouldn't
could
doubt it.
actually happen.
I really wouldn't doubt it.
But
With the
the
way
thing
it's
is-
going now, yeah.
The thing is, it ain't gonna happen. History is important. If we don't learn history and
It's
keep
just-
it going,
It's the
we're
same
gonna
thing
forget.
with same thing with music. I mean,
Yes,
there's a lot of offensive music that's not gonna stop. Like or movies, a lot of offensive movies not gonna stop.
you're not gonna stop because they fucked it up. At one point, shit was censored.
I
We had
heard,
2
yeah.
copies.
Mhm.
Now shit is uncensored completely.
You mean music?
Yeah, music was censored. You know, like if you go anytime in the 90s or before, sometimes you go on YouTube and you're like, fuck, I had the censored fucking version.
It's like that too.
Yeah,
It's like
like the
so-
Vivo
so-
censored.
Nowadays, no,
Most
it
of it
shouldn't
is
hit
too
that like
nowadays.
that. It's always mostly uncensored. Every
that shit
video is
on
gonna be
Apple.
mostly uncensored. You're
They
not
do
gonna
that
have
shit
video
on
like
Apple
that.
Music and shit.
That's different, but most of the time you're watching a video. And you're watching a video,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Most of the
uncensored.
time.
There's no rapper gonna tell me if you hit a video, it's gonna be censored. Right now.
I mean, Superman, the one that
Who?
Eminem.
That's old. I'm talking about right
I know,
now.
but I'm just letting you know.
That's
like,
what I'm
that shit
saying.
was fucking
2000s
censored.
before is a whole different time, but right now, you get any Little Baby video, any Future video, any Dre video, any one of those videos, they're not censored at all. They're all completely
yeah.
uncensored.
Yeah, those shits are
They're all
uncensored.
explicit. They don't even write explicit no more. There's no point. It's all explicit anyways. But that's the thing about music is like it's evolved to the point of they don't give a fuck. Like it's kind of whatever. Like who cares? And then they're quick to cancel a motherfucker for dumbass reasons, but they made
But I
them millions of
wonder
dollars.
how they even got to that point though of like not even caring no more about like, or I guess they're making
Kinda
money. I
started-
guess.
You want to know what started some of this shit?
2 Chainz was around. It was around that time when 2 Chainz came
Before
out.
that.
2 Chainz.
Before that shit.
Lil Wayne.
Well, around that
Dude,
around that
even-
time. Around
Even
that year.
video games. This is a big deal. No joke. I'm bringing Mortal Kombat into this because it's actually related to this. When Mortal Kombat came out, there was no rating system, and they made the rating system get created for video games. If it wasn't Mortal
ESRB,
Kombat, they weren't
yeah.
gonna make shit. There weren't gonna be no rated M or none of that.
Mortal Kombat is the reason why you see the fucking rated T for
All
Team
this
E,
shits.
and literally
All
Mortal
this
Kombat
shits.
is the first game to ever make that happen.
And that's crazy. And then going on music, the craziest shit that happened was well, this ties into other video games did this too. San Andreas was a big ass deal.
Mm-hmm.
San Andreas calls a fucking A
San
rating, an X rating almost, because of the damn coffee scene in the damn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I know
do.
what you're talking
I do.
Like that's fucked up. I mean, they had to take the game off the shelves.
Dude, you know
That's
dad.
crazy.
My dad actually got me and Juan the game. He got us both like each a copy,
Mhm.
and then he found out like later on that the game was fucking. He took the shit away from him. I was like, bro, no.
You know, at one point, like when I was younger, like I wasn't allowed to play Bully either. Like, even though I played it before, but like they went, like
It was a
like,
controversial game.
Yeah.
Bully. Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to make it seem like he was the bully because they were all over the news talking about they made because San Andreas came out not too long before that. Like it was just a few years or so.
Mhm.
Bully came out like 06, 05.
Mhm.
Yeah, Andreas
San
came
Andreas
out
came
like
out 04.
04, yeah.
So when Bully came out, they were like, "Oh, you know, they have now making kids bullying people and shit." Because that's not the whole fucking game. But see, that's the thing about it. They never knew until you play the game. Like, okay, now I understand. That's the thing about it, though.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing, though. Is different. It's like
It's
I
a
don't
different time. It's a different time. And that's a game that honestly, Bully is, to me, a must-play game. It's
I like
not
it,
a
yeah.
bad game. It's about something that there's funny moments in there, and there's some things that actually make sense. Especially when the bully's not even the main character. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good game. But you know, they misconcepted. They made it all a mess.
Do you have it?
It's like
It's
$8.
his favorite game of mine.
No, I'm saying, do
pretty
you
much.
have it?
Oh shit! Yeah, we never buy it. I never do.
It's like
I
$8.
should.
That's awesome.
I never do.
You can buy it in the PSN store, $8.
hmm
Wow.
It always goes on sale. You can always get it cheap. I want to get it when it's like $2 or $3.
That's not gonna happen, bro.
They're never gonna
It'd
have.
probably be like $5 cheapest, probably. Maybe $2, nah.
You gonna get it?
I'll make it one day soon. I don't know. But the
You
thing
know what's
is,
happening.
though, is that like I don't have time to play it like that.
Mhm.
I mean,
You play a couple
I don't play
missions
shit
and that's
anymore.
it.
cause I go to work, when I come home, it's like late.
tired
And I
already.
just want to relax, watch
I don't
YouTube
play
or something.
fucking video
games
I'm playing the
anymore.
game, so it's like, oh,
That's impossible.
maybe one
Everything's
day.
changing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Even games have reached a peak. There's no point. There really is no point, man. Like the games have reached a peak. You know, FIFA's not gonna be FIFA no more.
What do you mean?
They lost a license.
What's it gonna be? The soccer?
They
Just
called it something cup something weird shit. They're gonna call it after
World
next
Cup.
year.
The World Cup soccer? or
No, they're gonna be World Cup. There's no World Cup.
something? World soccer.
It's not every year.
World soccer.
But
They,
imagine
but
the years
back,
have a
back
different
then,
name.
back then they made a lot of soccer games and they weren't called FIFA. They had other names.
Oh,
for
they
it.
had a bunch of different
Yeah.
companies. See, that's a different time period, man. The 90s,
That was the best.
they had a bunch of different games and different names. There was no Monopoly. Oh,
That has to be.
Come on, man.
That actually needs to be another topic one of these days.
What?
Like why the '90s or why we feel like one decade is better than the other.
Shit, they're
It's
in a
all about
different
nostalgia,
decade.
though.
They're in the 2000s.
That's what I'm saying.
But,
I
it's,
mean,
also,
but we
it's
can.
all about
That's
nostalgia
nostalgic
too,
reasons. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to talk about nostalgia in general.
Because obviously,
We could talk about
that.
that.
Grew up is the best for the most part.
But shit, we're way off topic. Anyways,
Yeah, we started with music, and now we ended up, why music is fucked up. Why
I'm gonna say
drugs are
video
fucked
games.
up.
this is my last thing on the music thing. That's what I'm gonna say because then we go on to the next topic.
People like him fucked it up too.
Well,
Yeah.
this right here is short-lived shit. This is a good example right here. Music, we need to stop letting music affect us as people. Music is about emotions and feelings.
There's too many weak-minded people, though.
Too many weak-minded people. It's fine to listen to any song you want. I'm gonna tell you now, you can listen to whatever you want. I listen to some very fucked up shit sometimes. The problem is, you don't let it control you and make you do things because
Can't let it change
how
you
they
as a
live their
person.
lifestyle.
Exactly.
these people
Exactly.
make millions of dollars.
People
Why
want
not?
to live like this because they listen to it so much because it's like so seared into their brain
And they
already.
listen to it and they
Yeah,
eat
that's
it
what I'm
up.
saying.
And
bro.
things like TikTok and shit it fucks it up even more. I'm just saying right now, like you got people on there thinking like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Why do you want to do shit everybody else does? Like, fuck.
It's created
this.
a toxic lifestyle for a lot of people. I mean, it's
But
just.
that's my last part on music.
So definitely check out Kendrick Lamar's new album. It was really.
They just give a free advertisement for what?
Who are you now, his manager?
Yeah, I was manager. Yep.